Right guys, so I've woken up this morning and I have seen a new Splatoon 3 patch just drop. And I just gotta say, what the f. Some of the things in this patch is really interesting and some of them is just like, what? So we're gonna go ahead and go through it. I've skimmed through a bit of it. I saw one was just like, wow, okay. And some I haven't actually fully gone into yet. So we're gonna go through it together and let's see what is in this patch. Also, I know you guys are maybe looking at it. Yes, I have chipped my tooth. So I had a filling there for 17 years. None of you guys probably knew that. And it finally came out literally yesterday. So I'm going to be looking like this for like maybe a week. I'm going to be looking a little bit like a Halloween character for a bit. So either way, besides the point, let's get into it. Starting off with the Splash-o-matic, they have increased the speed of shots by approximately 3% and extended the flight distance. They've also decreased the radius of ink by spray droplets created by shots by approximately 3%. So from how that reads, the Splash-o-matic is basically getting a 3% range buff, which is pretty good, and it's getting a 3% inking nerf, so actually quite nice for the Splash-o-matic. Probably going to help it fight a little bit better than before, because at least noticeably at this current point the Splash-o-matic doesn't fight too well, so I think with this it makes it hit a little bit more consistently, but I don't think you get as suppressed as much with the ink that of course that it also sprays at you too, so not bad. Right guys, this what is this? Right, so 52 gal, they've increased the speed of shots by approximately 39% without changing the flight distance, not changing the range, because imagine extending the range by 39%. That's basically a 96 gal or more. But they've also increased the amount of ink consumption by approximately 15%, which is actually a big chunk of ink consumption, which honestly I really wish that the 52 gal had this originally. I don't even think it needs this buff that it's gotten right now, which is increased the shot speeds by approximately 39%. I am really interested to see what this actually does to the 52 gal. Is the 52 gal now going to shoot like a laser? Because 39% is a huge change in terms of shot velocity. That's basically what this thing is talking about. It's just the general bullet is going to be zooming, like zoom, 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 like so. Yeah, that's the really interesting thing about this. I've always wanted the ink consumption nerf to be here for the 52 gal. We finally got it. Now, the only thing I gotta say is just that, of course, 52 gal has gotten that. Can the 96 gal get this as well? Like, not the ink consumption nerf, because of course it takes up a bunch of ink already, but because this in general is just going to make it hit even easier, I believe. Like, it's just going to make the bullet fly, and I feel like, I mean, I don't know how the RNG will go, but like, it just feels like it's just going to be flying towards like players so much easier. So yeah, this is probably like one of the most interesting things right now for what I'm seeing right now. So yeah, this is probably one of the most interesting things for what I'm seeing right now. Yeah, I don't know. This kind of reminds me of when they buffed the 52 gal in Splatoon 2, and they buffed like the painting and they made it like the best painting weapon in the game. And I wonder if it's going to be similar to that. Maybe not, because painting is definitely more superior than, I guess, shot velocity, but you know, I'm interested to see how this goes. For the Splat Brella, they've expanded the inking of the point of impact of shots, so painting buff, not bad. Expanded the width of inking for spray droplets created by shots, painting buff, and adjusted how shots spread to make it so that shots scatter into a wider spread of area. So basically, this is just a whole painting buff. There's no like specific like percentage of like how much it's going to be painting, but I mean, that's quite nice for the Splat Brella. It's probably going to be able to paint a little bit better. For the Splattershot Nova, they've reduced the scatter of shots fired while on the ground by approximately 18%, so the Splattershot Nova is 18% more accurate. It feels like every single time we see the Splattershot Nova in a patch note, it's always getting an accuracy buffs in some way. So yeah, I wonder how this will change this weapon. It's going to be a little bit more accurate than before. That's pretty cool, because sometimes it doesn't shoot as accurately as you want it to, but I feel like this weapon definitely needs to be able to shoot accurately, because just to be able to fend off itself, even though it's like not like specifically a fighting weapon, I would say, but I kind of think it needs to be able to shoot as accurate as possible, or accurate enough so that you're not just like just useless, you know. So for the Clash Blaster, they've increased the ink by spray droplets created by shots by approximately 13%, so that is basically a 13% painting buff from spray droplets, so that's not bad. For the Douser Dualies, they've increased the speed of shots fired without doing a dodge roll by approximately 33% without changing the flight distance. So just like the 52 gal, they've increased the bullet velocity much faster. So that's actually really, really interesting. I wonder how that's going to feel in practice. They've also increased the shots fired after doing a dodge roll by approximately 38%. Oh, and the dodge roll is getting a shot velocity buff. So, man, that's going to feel like a laser. That really will feel like a laser. I wonder how this will change it. Like there's a custom Douser Dualies with burst bomb and tri-strike. Damn, I feel like it's gonna be really fun to try out. Like, I wonder how that's gonna really like mess with this one. So this weapon is like sort of challenging like the Jet Squelcher as like longer ranged weapons, but this weapon also has a really good close range option too with its dodge roll, or its long dodge roll, we should say. So, but even though that long dodge roll is very has decent range too. So this is actually gonna be a really, really interesting change here. The recycled Brella reduced damage dealt to the canopy before launch by approximately 33%, and they've also reduced the damage dealt to the canopy after launch by approximately 20%. So canopy is going to be basically buffed, like it's going to take more shots, or it's going to be allowed to take more shots or more hits. I don't know how many in practice in terms of 33% to 20% and all that type of stuff, because beforehand the canopy would just like deplete like in literally one bullet or 1 or 2 bullets and it's gone. So I wonder how many more bullets now this is going to be. It's probably going to be like 2 or 3 at this point, depending on what the weapons would be as well. So I mean, if we knew the exact amount of how much health the canopy actually had, it would be easier to be able to dictate this, but I don't know that. Maybe you guys in the comment section know, but yeah. So that is all for the main weapons. We're now moving on to the special weapons. So starting off with the Zipcaster, they've increased the radius of the area of the explosion at the landing point that deals 45 damage by approximately 9%. So it's going to be a much wider area where you can actually deal 45%. So that's pretty good. But there's also no changes for the area that deals 35%. So yeah, something to keep in mind. For the ink vacuum, they've increased the amount of opponent's ink that can be sucked up. They've also increased the radius of the ink shot explosion when the amount of the opponent's ink that has been sucked up is at a maximum by text of approximately 10%. Okay, so I think this is a good buff, but I'm not too sure about this one. They've increased the amount of opponent's ink that can be sucked up, because I feel like one of what's it called, ink vacuum's main issues is getting out of the ink vacuum. So if they're increasing the amount, like the total amount of how much can be sucked up, wouldn't that mean that it's going to take longer for the ink vacuum to be fully charged, or to reach its fully charged or fully charged point? Unless this means that it's going to take up more percentage of enemies' ink, then that'll be a good change, because that means it'll be able to get to its final point much quicker, which I hope this is what that means, because this kind of reads kind of strangely, because it kind of sounds like both, but I'm not really too sure what that means, because even in the English translation it looks a little bit weird. So yeah, we're gonna have to figure out how that goes when we get to it, but I hope that's a good buff. I hope that's a buff, because I can't even tell if it's a buff or not. For the Ink Storm, they've increased the radius of the area effect by approximately 18%. This is actually quite a decent buff. I mean, that's actually like 18% more ink on the ground, which is actually quite nice. It'd probably be really good for like certain zones maps as well, so that's actually quite good. And of course, just like being able to replenish your teammates' health if you're in the ink storm, that's always very helpful. I wonder what weapons will be able to actually take advantage of this though, because just thinking about the selection of weapons that have ink storm, besides like Nautilus maybe and Explosion, I think like those are the only ones that I'm like coming to mind right now. But yeah, no, decent buff. So that is all for the special weapons, and now we're going for the special weapon points to get your special weapon in the first place. So starting off with the carbon roller, or the angle carbon roller, that's going from 180 to 170. Big Swig roller and Big Swig express going to 190 to 180. Comet's Octobrush 200 to 190, Bamboozler MK2 200 to 190, Custom Explosher going 200 to 190 is actually quite good, especially for triple splashdown. That's actually pretty decent change there. Same with the Nautilus 79 210 to 200. That's always good for the triple splashdown, gets more of them. Custom dual squelches going down from 210 to 200 as well. A lot of nerfs here. Tender Brella, the cream Tender Brella going from 190 to 180. The bronze paintbrush going from 180 to 190. That's actually a good change. I think that's the one with Inkzuka, so yeah. No, paintbrush gets a lot of is able to paint really, really well, so I can understand that. And the weapon itself, just the main weapon when used well, it's can be very, very strong. The Rattler mini Splatling goes from 190 to 200s, Inkzuka, of course. Splat Brella, 200 to 210. Yeah, okay, now I understand that. Maybe it's just because it's painting more. Same with the Sorella Brella as well, 190 to 210. Man, I think it's just because maybe it's because the Splat Brella in general is painting so much more than before. I'm thinking that's probably why they're changing these special values here. So it probably is gonna feel like the same in that case, honestly. But yeah, 200, 210, 190, 210. I mean, yeah, it's probably mainly because the thing is going to paint crazily. So. And lastly, Reflux, the Milk Reflux, 200 to 210. I mean, that's super understandable. This paints the most out of any weapon in the game and all that type of stuff. So yeah, that's basically the patch, and they have like a full synopsis of like how they made the decisions on the type of stuff. It's a pretty long read, so if you guys would like to read it, there's a link in the description of this very patch notes and stuff like that, so you can check it out for yourselves if you want to. But a little bit of a conclusion of what we've gone through. I mean, the 52 gal, the Splat Brella, and maybe the Recycled Brella, and the Douser Dualies. I think these four are quite the, I guess, most interesting changes that we've had so far. I think the 52 gal, 39 speed, I wonder how, I think it's going to be a laser. It might be a laser. It might lose out of ink very, very quickly, much quicker than before, which is definitely very much needed for this weapon. But this making it a laser, I'm not too sure. They might have to I guess they're gonna see how it feels first, and then they're gonna maybe like if that's too strong, then they'll have to like work back on it. But the Splat Brella is very, very notable though. Just being able to paint so much more is super, super big. Recycled Brella as well. That's actually really, really cool. But it just depends on like how many more bullets and shots that you're gonna be able to take. So that's going to be interesting to see. And the Dousers, I'm personally, I think I'm really, really interested in the Dousers as well. The Blast Bomb Triple Strike Dousers, and now it being a little bit more like a laser, with it being able to shoot faster, or shot velocity being much faster, then, I mean, I don't know. I think that's going to be really cool. So anyway, those are the patch notes. Let me know you guys' thoughts in the description below. That's my kind of conclusion of it, and what I think is going to be the strongest out of the lot. But yeah, guys, I appreciate it. Thank you so much everyone for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like it if you haven't already, and also subscribe to the channel for more Splatoon content on the way as well. This patch is going to be happening, well, tomorrow, so I'm going to be playing it for a certain amount of time, so we're going to have to see how that goes. Today is Wednesday, right? Yeah, it's tomorrow, so I'll be playing it. So either way, guys, I appreciate it. Thank you so much everyone for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in a future one.